been seeing it throughout the history of hockey. And it happens every year in and year out. I mean, granted, maybe not to the scale like the Lightning and the Bruins, but I mean, you have that team. I mean, it happens in every sport, but you have that team, particularly in hockey, that you're like, oh, they're gonna get it easy, and then all of a sudden, nope.
No doubt. And I think right now you're still one of the top seeds. You're the number one seed in the Atlantic, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
You play Tampa. They're a good team. That's not going to be easy. You'd rather play Toronto, but I think you can take care of Tampa. You know?
We have a couple times this year, too. We've played pretty good against them, and especially being more of a finesse-heavy team like they are and have been.
Yeah.
I think that is going to play to our advantage. Would I like to see them be more physical? Yeah. But I mean, it's just not the team we have this year. We've said it throughout the season.
Yeah, they just don't have the physicality that a lot of other clubs do. But that's nothing to take away what they bring offensively.
Yeah.
Like, they lost Patrice Bergeron, David Krejci, Tyler Bertuzzi, and Taylor Hall. Superstar players. They are not missing them a second.
No. And I didn't expect that out of the season either.
Me neither.
But this season, I totally expected this team to just kind of be average.
Yeah.
I thought they were still going to be good because they still have, like, Marchand and all those other guys. But it's like they, honestly, with regular season, exceeded my expectations. It's just I'm curious to see, and I'm kind of back to where I was at the beginning of the regular season. Can they pull it off in the playoffs, or are they going to be what I expected them to be in the regular season?
That's the big thing with this team is they always cough it up in the postseason, no matter how close they get. Like, never forget the St. Louis series. It goes 7, it's in the Garden, and they cough it up. Brutal. But I think they're getting to the point where it's like, all right, how long is this going to go on? You know, like we gotta get over the line at some point here.
Yeah.
I think expectations are lower for them
this year,
which helps them.
Yeah, I think that does help them because I think that's also got was a big reason why they lost so early last year. They got so cocky.
Yes.
That they were like, oh, we'll breeze through this team. Little did they know that team that they thought they were gonna breeze through
won the East.
Won the East.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like, this team is kind of that Florida team. Granted, we're still a first-place team, but no one still expects us to go all the way. They're like, yeah, well, they've been playing really well all year. Don't get me wrong. And I know people are like, well, they could. Yeah. It's not like Florida where they're the 8th seed. Well, they'll get knocked out first, second round.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, everyone's looking at the Bruins being like, not quite the same team they were last year, so we'll see. It's still kind of up in the air with this team, so it should be pretty interesting to see how it all pans out come playoff time.
Yeah, like, I think...
Which is around the corner, right?
We have, 3 games to go
and then it's
till postseason.
I can't wait, dude.
That is going to be wild. We're going to do another podcast soon breaking down NBA and NHL playoffs.
Yep.
And that's going to be wild.
We'll probably do a draft one, too.
Yeah, we'll do
the
a
NFL draft is coming up.
That is... Yeah, that's like
the 17th, I want to say.
2.5 weeks away, maybe 2 weeks.
So we'll
close.
Do one then too. We got a lot of pods coming up.
A lot of stuff happening.
Yep.
But with the Bruins, the last thing, the burden of expectations is lower, which will help them in the long run.
Yep. Because
they are a younger team. They don't have Bergeron going into his final year. They don't have the historic year, the records, all this stuff. The distractions are gone. If they truly learned from last year, and they're not going to be stubborn with the goalie switch, meaning Ullmark was the best goalie in hockey last year, but he was hurt.
Yep.
He still played 6 games in a row, hurt. Bergeron was hurt. He didn't come back till game 5, They were injured, and they played their injured guys because they had so much ego because of how much they dominated, So I think being humbled the way they were, historical, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Historical. And it's the same thing right now people talk about the Celtics right now like they talked about the Bruins last year.
Yeah, so
where
that's
it's like
scary.
they have to do it.
Yeah.
They have, and the Celtics too. Like the window is now.
Yeah.
The Bruins, I don't know. We'll see what happens in this postseason.
Their window was now then too, and all of a sudden
the window for them was last
open.
year,
Yeah.
and somehow they still have a really good regular season.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I'm worried for the Celtics.
Yeah.
Just being me.
Yeah.
But
no, I'm with you.
But with the Bruins, I think they can do something. You know, like I'm not. The expectation isn't you're gonna dominate everyone and then win the cup. It's more just like we'll see what happens.
Well, I think there's another big reason why this Bruins team I don't want to say more faith in, because obviously we all had all the faith in the world, the best record and most goals,
points, goals,
everything, and that team. But I think the saving grace with this team is with them having a lot of young guys who are either they're just young in their career, first, second, third, fourth years. I think that kind of drives you to want it more.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you have a lot of these guys who have either won before or been in the league for a long time or like this, that, and the other thing, I still think don't get me wrong, they still want to win the Stanley Cup. I mean, that's just the point of playing hockey.
Yeah.
But I think these kids are like more willing to put it all out on the line to win every game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the intensity is going to be higher coming from the Bruins with less people with playoff experience, but you still have those veterans like Brad Marchand. You have so many guys on that team that still have that. Honestly, they have a ring.
Yeah.
You still have all those guys, but at the same time, you have a bunch of young guys who want to get that ring, and they're driven to get that ring. And I think that's going to be a big difference this year.
Yeah, big points. Charlie Coyle was always a backline center.
Yeah.
And now he is your number one center.
Yep.
Him and Zaka.
Yep.
Those two guys were backline centers. And now they have the role where it's time to go get it.
Yeah.
David Pastrnak, he's been a regular season phenom. He can shoot better than anybody. He's got a great slap shot, very great finesse, puck movement, passing, all of it.
Mm-hmm.
He has to go take it from someone.
Yeah.
He has to go. He has to take it from someone. He has to get rough. It's time for him to really. He got the contract.
Yep.
It's time for him to go get the cup.
Yep.
It's time for him to prove that he is one of the historical Bruins in history. You know, Bergeron's not here anymore.
Yeah.
It's time for you to take it over.
Guy. Yeah.
You got to take it over now. You know, they're trying to pass the team off to him. He needs to be ready to go.
Yeah, and I feel like
him and McAvoy.
Oh, exactly. And
McAvoy
I feel like that's another big difference in this team is that like you have guys like Bergeron who were already cemented, like you said, were already cemented as like the guy.
Cemented legacy, yeah.
Like you are a Bruins legend. Like it's a fact. It's done. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to win. I feel like I was saying earlier, these guys want to prove something. Like, hey, I know we lost this team last year. And we lost all these star players, but we're still a good hockey team. We're still, like, relevant. I mean...
Yeah, they're saying scoreboard.
Yeah.
Look at the scoreboard. We're still a top team in the East.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So I feel like the agendas are honestly different this playoffs, too, because...
They're playing with something to prove.
Exactly.
Instead of everything to lose.
Yeah, playing for something to prove and not just like, oh, it's my last season, let's win for me, you know?
Yeah.
And now it's like... Let's prove that we are still a good team. You know what I mean? And that we belong, and that and I feel like that was kind of the other issue with just being the dominant team in the regular season.
Yeah.
Is you won the awards, you scored the most goals and points and whatever. You kind of already won a lot of stuff, and I feel like they kind of settled on that.
Yes.
Based off how they played.
Yeah.
Except for, like, the guys who are honestly still here, like Brad Marchand. Brad Marchand, a lot of that, and I keep saying his name because he was kind of the outlier in all those narratives where he was the guy who was hustling to get those goals. He always has been.
If he gets the rebound in Game 7, if he gets that putback on the breakaway, the Garden explodes.
Oh, yeah. Like, the Garden is rubble, and we got to play in, like, Warrior Arena.
Yeah.
Because... we don't have a place to play.
We have no hockey stadium, you know, like it would have been insane.
Yeah.
And never mind, there wouldn't be a room for the Celtics series.
Oh, I know.
The Garden would be gone.
Good point.
They'd have to go to Maine or something.
Oh, imagine that.
Yeah, that'd be...
NBA Finals in Portland, Maine. What a disaster that would be. Have you seen that stadium, too? It's not a stadium. It's a field house. Imagine how expensive those tickets would be.
That'd be unreal.
That would be sick.
That'd be dope, though. Dude, Maine? Oh, my God.
Oh, dude, they definitely play it like UMass, though.
Yeah, but that would be a better...
But that would still be sick.
Oh, it would be.
Yeah.
It'd be so nuts.
Anyway.
But yeah, it's time for them to go take it, you know? So we're hopeful. I think they have less pressure than the Green Machine right now.
Mm-hmm.
It was the other way last year. This year, there's more pressure on the Green to do it. But for the Bears, you know, I think they can surprise. You know, Jim Montgomery, he felt the heat last year when he tinkered way too much with the lines. All of a sudden, every line is playing with a player that he hasn't played with since November.
Yeah,
you know,
it's just a mess. Yeah.
You got like Lindholm and McAvoy are going together when they're usually split. And then he's playing Olmark the whole way through when he was injured.
Yeah.
So whoever gives you the best night, really, I think, deserves the next game.
Yeah.
If you want, maybe in the beginning, you tandem, like Olmark, you're game one.
See who's
Swayman,
playing well
two.
in playoffs or based off matchups. Like, if, I don't know, one guy's better against lefties and they got a bunch of lefties, and play that guy.
If a guy, look,
that kind of idea.
If a guy pitches a shutout, if Olmark pitches a shutout in Game 6, he should play Game 7.
Oh, 100%.
You know?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be, all right, time to go Swayman.
Yeah,
you know,
well, Swayman's up next, and fair is fair.
That's the way the Bruins do it with the stupid goalie hug.
I know.
It's like, oh, well, we're both equal. No, one of you has a good night, the other one has a bad night, then the other one might have a good night, the other one might have a bad night. You're not like the same level.
You still are the same level, but if one's playing better than the other one at that very moment.
At that moment, you gotta go with the hot hand.
Swayman can play better than Olmark sometimes. You've seen it. We've seen it throughout the regular season. Swayman started. I mean, granted, Olmark was injured for a bit, but Swayman's played like 9-10 games in a row.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he'll have a bad game, and Olmark goes in and plays 9-10 games in a row.
Yeah, like Swayman.
It happens.
Swayman going into All-Star break earned a spot on the East roster. Mm-hmm. He was playing really well. He was the better goalie.
Yeah.
Came out of the All-Star break slow, sluggish, and did not look good. He wasn't even on Olmark's level.
Yeah.
Olmark has held his ground as the top goalie throughout.
Which is great that you have that option.
Yeah, it's great that like you have an all-star goalie behind your guy.
Yeah.
Who is a reigning Vezina.
Yeah.
And the wild thing was, this is my final take, was the Bruins wanted to trade Olmark.
We wanted to trade Olmark.
We did too last year.
Yeah.
This year I flipped the fence. I actually wanted to trade Swayman. Which is a wild take for a lot of Bruins fans. Yeah. I wanted to trade Swayman because I wanted to win the cup this year, kind of like a Marcus Smart for Porzingis thing.
Gotcha.
Go get Hampus Lindholm from Calgary. Put him on that defense next to McAvoy. Mm-hmm. They're filthy. They're absolutely filthy. But, you know, never happened. It was just a theory. But, yeah, they wanted to shop Olmark, the Bruins did. Mm-hmm. And he had a no-trade clause, and he turned it down. He comes back, proves to the team that he deserves a spot on the roster, and he's dominating. Right now, he is the number one goalie. So, that's not to say Jeremy Swayman might not heat up in playoffs, but at this moment, I'm riding with Olmark.
Yep.
Tandem it in the beginning, but in clutch time, when it comes down to it, I want Olmark in the net. I want him in between the pipes. I want him to run the show.
I'm with it.
So, we'll see what happens for the Bruins. They're currently playing Carolina Hurricanes.
Yep.
We will see what happens with that. I think up next we're going to go into the Boston Red Sox.
Yep.
Just had their home opener.
Yep, and it was a disaster.
Tough game to start.
7-1.
7-1. Brutal. Couple positives that I want to talk about first.
Yep.
I want to talk about Tyler O'Neill.
Dude, he's leading the league in home runs right now.
Listen to this stat. 6 RBIs, 6 home runs.
In what, like 4
His season.
Yeah.
All of his RBIs are solo shots.
Really?
Every single run that he has batted in is himself.
That's actually really funny.
Think about that for a sec. The kid is also hitting 357 right now.
Yeah, he's been going off.
He's hitting for average. He's hitting for power.
Yep.
He's a home run bomb machine.
Yep.
He's a right-handed bat, a gold glove in right field. What a stud. Craig Breslow cooked.
With a good pickup.
With a big pickup.
With a
Absolutely
great pickup.
cooked.
And it was funny, too, because we've been kind of on and off of trying to figure out what Craig Breslow's been up to. And, like, trying to figure out what his plan is. In classic Red Sox fashion, you're not going to know anything ever.
No.
Because, God forbid, we tell our fans anything.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole
and
thing.
what direction we're taking with the team. But that's another podcast in and of itself.
That's crazy.
But, yeah, no, it seems like so far, so good.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day. And, like, what he's accomplished in his short time as the GM, or president of baseball operations, whatever the hell you want to call it.
Yeah.
He's re-signed
Bayo.
He's re-signed
Rafaela.
He signed
Tyler. Yep.
And
Giolito didn't go through.
Giolito, but that would have been a decent move
Yeah.
if he wasn't
Not the worst move.
injured. Not a bad move. It was the right idea.
Yeah.
Keeping Trevor Story around, I don't know if anyone just didn't
So-
want him or if he just they wanted him. I don't really know, but he's injured out for the season. We'll talk about that again later. So far, so good.
He has kept Jarren Duran when Jarren Duran's name was floated around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
To get rid of Duran, you should sell high on Duran off of last year. He will never have the same year he had last year. He's starting off really well.
He is starting off really well.
He's hitting over 300.
Yep.
He's not a power bomb machine. He was beating himself up in the locker room today about the play he made.
Yeah.
He missed a pop fly.
Yeah.
And there was like, they were talking about he was like really upset.
Well, that's good.
In the locker room. And
that's
good.
what you want to see out of your
He's
players.
a high character guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Someone who wants to be better, to play better baseball, to win baseball
He
games.
knows he has to play better defense.
Yeah, and remember his first season when he was just dropping everything in the outfield?
Liability.
Yeah.
Liability.
And now he's taking credit for it and saying, I need to be better.
I'm telling you right now, this is the Bay State approach since day one. It takes time.
Mm-hmm.
The kid is now 27, and he's a late bloomer, and we're both saying he's worth it.
Yeah.
Wait it out.
Yeah.
Because the way he can turn any single into a double with his wheels.
Yeah.
Phenomenal athlete.
Oh, and like he doesn't need to be like a power bomb guy. We have
Tyler.
Of those. We have Tyler. We have Rafi. We have a whole bunch of guys who could be that.
Tristan.
We
Yeah.
have Yamamoto who just sprays. Not Yamamoto.
Yoshida.
Sorry. We've talked about Yamamoto so many times on this podcast. We have Yoshida.
Sadly, we don't have Yamamoto.
Well, he's terrible, isn't he?
I know he had a bad first game in Korea.
I think he had a bad couple of games.
Really? Is it a
on
few
the
now?
Dodgers? Yeah.
Not good.
I think. I haven't been paying too much attention to the Dodgers just because of spite.
Yeah, we're Red Sox fans.
But I don't think I've heard a positive thing about the guy. He had a bad couple games and then just like no one talked about him.
Really?
So I hope he's doing. You know what? I'm just gonna come right out and say it. I hope he's doing bad.
Otani's struggling and he's in. Oh no.
Yeah, Otani can't pitch.
No, and
he got Tommy Johns, right?
Yeah, he can't. I don't think he got Tommy John, but he can't pitch.
He can't pitch
all
this
year.
Season. Yeah.
And he's in hot water.
Really?
For gambling.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. yeah.
And
for not gambling. for his interpreter
for his
gambling.
money being stolen by his interpreter.
Best friend interpreter.
For somehow letting his interpreter steal money.
Shohei Otani was gambling on
$4.5 million.
But nothing is going to happen to him because he's Shohei Otani.
Yes. But like, yeah, so Otani's going through it. Yamamoto's struggling.
Mookie's playing well.
Mookie is the home run leader.
No, it's Tyler O'Neill.
Tyler,
yeah.
you dog.
Yeah.
Mookie and Tyler.
I think Mookie's got
2 right fielders.
Yeah.
Going head to head.
I think Mookie
Except Mookie's a shortstop now.
I want to say he's got 5. Tyler's got 6.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, Tyler just
I
got
saw a
6
stat
today.
during the game. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like we could use a shortstop. But yeah,
Besides the point.
the big thing. So I wanted to talk a little bit of positivity. I'm gonna do a little bit of negativity. I'm gonna end it on a positive note for the Red Sox.
I like it.
But when it comes to Trevor Story,
Yep.
this was a blue move.
Yeah.
So I can't hold it on Breslow for wanting to trot it out one more year, see what happens. Brutal signing. It's been 4 years. Xander Bogaerts has more games at second base for the Padres than Trevor Story has at shortstop for the Red Sox. Xander Bogaerts just switched to second base this year. We're like 7 games in. And he has more games at second base than Trevor Story does for the Red Sox.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
That's bad.
I can't believe I just cussed like that, but that's a joke. You know?
You edit these. So you can bleep that out.
That was just raw emotion that just came
Yeah.
out of me. That's a joke.
It's so bad.
He hits like 210 on a good day.
Yeah.
He only hits above 250 if he's in Coors Field in Colorado because, I don't know, no one's there. No one watches baseball in
it's
Colorado.
the altitude.
It's the altitude.
It's the same thing in the NFL. You can kick balls farther.
No one's at the stadium. There's no pressure. You're playing baseball in Colorado.
Yeah,
Nobody
who
cares.
No.
You know. He comes to Boston and he slots into second base in the beginning. And the interviews with WEI. Oh, I'll be here for now. With Xander Bogaerts right next to him. Yeah, I'll accept this role for now. Like I'll play second base and take this spot for now.
Xander's
Just not even hiding it at all. That the guy to the right of him is one of the franchise cornerstones of the Red Sox.
Yep.
You know, he's been here for 10 years.
Yep.
He's hit like over 30 bombs, over 300. You know, Gold Glove, Silver Slugger player.
I was gonna say.
Trevor Story comes in. Oh, I'll slot into second for now. Yeah, I'll take this role for now. No big deal.
Nope.
Like, no, dude, you're not the guy. You know.
And then all of a sudden, Bloom says you're the guy.
Good old Bloomy is like, all right, Trevor. Or he's talking to John, and he's like, you know what? We have Trevor Story. We can let Xander walk, and then we'll move Valdez or whoever the hell into second base. So that's brutal. That's just so brutal the way like it all ended up.
And it's just perpetual injury.
Trevor Story's done for the year.
Yeah, again.
And like, look, I was rooting for the guy in the beginning.
Yeah, me too.
You know,
we both were. We said it. I think we said it on the last pod.
Yeah, I was like, I'm hoping that he can turn it around, and he can just. He doesn't have to be the 3-hitter. You know, you don't have to, because the 3-hitter, there's a lot. That's your heart of your lineup. You know, you got Cassis at 4, Durant Devers 1-2, and then that 3-hitter, you need a right-handed bat to go in between the 3 lefties. You need a 3-hitter in there, and that's a righty, and he was a liability. He was hitting like 200. You know, in the first 7, and I don't want him for his offense at all. Honestly, it's just the defense.
Just the defense, but still, like, would be nice if we could do a little bit of both.
Yeah. You're making $250 million. Like maybe you could
do both.
Do both. Swing the bat. I don't know.
$250 million is a lot of money.
Yeah, we're not paying you just to be a glove, but yeah, he sucked at batting. He was a pretty good defender. He wasn't like electric. Yeah. He was a good defender.
Yeah.
He was a very good defender. He wasn't amazing. Like,
no.
There were still errors, but he was reliable.
Yeah.
Then he gets hurt again, done for another year. So now
it's Chris Sale all over again.
It is. It's Gordon Hayward. It's Chris Sale. It's veteran guy that gets a big contract, banking on him, and
just is injured for the entire contract.
And he's just done. You know, he's just injured the whole time. So that's brutal. And this
Rob
is tough.
Williams, you can throw him into that
Robert
one.
Williams.
But not big contract, but so anyway.
Yeah, but like just perpetually injured.
Yep.
Story's done for the year. Their solution right now, it's Vaughn Grissom is gonna go to shortstop, and they're gonna platoon Vaughn Grissom, Pablo Reyes at short, Valdez, and I think David Hamilton might be in the mix here too with Romy Gonzalez, but right now I know Vaughn Grissom. They got him from the Braves in a trade for Chris Sale. Got rid of one of these guys. Trade him for Vaughn Grissom. Grissom, he was originally drafted to be a shortstop, but he was so bad that they moved him to second.
Awesome.
And then he was still bad.
I genuinely didn't even know the name. I didn't know we had this guy.
They traded him. They traded him for Chris Sale to us, and now we're saying, oh, we're gonna put you as short.
I don't even think we're like, oh, this is our best option. I think it's like this is our only option.
What I need to do right now is I need to look at the tape on Raffaella.
Yeah.
That is the only glove that I trust in the field.
Yeah.
I think he has the makeup to run shortstop.
I think he does, but do you want to lose him in center field because he's been playing awesome?
I know, but I think if shortstop goes off the rails,
yeah, and it's just constant.
It's just a total mess.
It's a revolving door,
a bleep show of errors.
Yeah,
because I know Raffy's right next to him.
Yeah,
Raffy. When it comes to Raffy, it's not the weight.
No,
it's not the athleticism. It's not the weight. It's the mental.
Yeah.
It's he checks out.
Yeah.
He starts to loosey-goosey fall asleep. And then the ball comes and he's not ready. He's not locked in. It'll be like bottom of the 5th on a Thursday in July, and he'll just be locked out. And then it'll be like an easy play, and he'll give up a run.
Yeah.
It's nothing with the weight. Like the kid, I know people look at that. No, he's an MVP candidate.
Yeah.
He can bomb it. Whenever I see him bat, especially with the patience that he's developed, he can bomb the ball, and he gets good counts because he waits it out.
Yeah.
O'Neal doing a similar approach. I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's nothing with that. I think with Devers, it's just he's not locked in, and if Grissom is a liability next to him, just like Kike was, we saw how it falls off the rails. Mm-hmm. It totally falls apart. So I need to do tape. I need to look at the tape with Raphael at shortstop. That's the big thing.
So didn't we have a kid in the farm? I thought it was Raphael, but apparently it's
Mayer?
not. Yeah. Would it be worth just yanking him up here?
So that's an argument that people bring up.
And just let him play behind Grizzlick or whatever the hell his name is?
Grissom? Yeah. I think...
I'm still on Bruins, Grizzlick.
The second you put Mayer on the big league team, he is the only story of the team. All of a sudden, everyone's eyes in the entire city are on the 19-year-old kid.
So we're kind of putting that off.
Because they suck.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. I'm going to talk about that later. But, they're in a tough spot.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, we don't suck. We're just in a tough spot.
There's no...
I like the way you put that. We're not bad. We're just in a difficult situation. See, that's positive.
This is teasing for the end. People are saying the season is over.
It's not over. Yeah, no.
Relax.
Yeah, you're okay.
But as soon as you bring up the kid, he is the only thing they're going to pay attention to. All of a sudden, everyone is talking about the Red Sox, but it's all about the 19-year-old shortstop. And that is an insane amount of pressure. Here's the history on him so far.
We kind of did with Bayo, too.
Kind of what happened with Bayo in the beginning.
Yeah.
But he had a lot of time,
Yeah.
But, when Xander came up, Pedroia was there, Ellsbury was there, Ortiz was there. No one was like, Xander Bogaerts needs to save this team.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were like, oh, well, we're a wagon now.
Yeah,
Bogaerts is here.
So might as well just have Bogaerts join us.
Welcome to the team. And Bogaerts sucked in the beginning. You know, he couldn't swing it, but he had a lot of time.
He also couldn't swing it when he left, but that's beside.
Yeah, he's streaky when he left for sure. But
he was good last year, right?
He was good at the end. He was good at the end with the Padres. He was actually nasty at the end, but in the beginning he was tough. Now he's a second baseman for some reason. Paying $300 million to be a second baseman.
Padres.
Padres, that's what they do.
Just the bad Padres.
Yeah. So he was drafted. He got from single A ball to Portland in about a month. It was fast.
Yeah.
He dominated down there. Went to Portland. He struggled in the beginning in Portland. Then he got injured. Tried to play through the injury. Really started to suck in Portland. Couldn't hit it in Double A.
Yeah.
So it's just too early for him to go from Double A to big league.
Yeah, he's gonna build that confidence back up.
He's gonna be, and especially when everyone's watching him in Fenway, like he's gonna get torn apart.
Oh yeah.
They're watching him a lot in Portland right now because fourth pick overall.
Yeah.
But there's less pressure on the Sea Dogs.
Yeah.
He can figure out the swing, make the right adjustments, work his way up to Worcester, and then compete there, and we'll be ready for him.
So it goes Red Sox, Worcester, Sea Dogs.
It goes Salem, Virginia, single.
Yep.
That's single A. Portland, Sea Dogs.
Why do we have a team in Virginia?
I don't know. That's where our single A team is, though.
Whatever. Anyway.
They're down in Virginia.
It's warm all year.
Yeah, that's gotta be it. And then Portland Sea Dogs are your Double A team, and then the Worcester Woo Sox.
Yep.
They're like championship medal team because that's all Bloom cared about was building the Worcester team.
Bloom liked the Worcester team more than the actual team.
He liked the Worcester team more than the Boston team.
That's fair. I did too.
Hey, they were better.
Last year, I did too.
But yeah, so that's the big reason with Mayer. I want to end on a positive note for the Red Sox.
Let's get the positive out. I like it.
To the people that say the season is over, relax. Trevor Story was a loss.
Yeah.
That was a loss. Nick Pivetta, he'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
I'm telling you right now, Breslow isn't just going to lie to the camera. Because he was asked these things before about, like, is this team going to compete for a World Series? Are they, like, yada, yada. He never lies. Sam Kennedy lies to your face.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Werner, he's just clueless. He's just like a big dude.
He's just there.
He just doesn't know what he's saying. He said full throttle. He didn't know what he was talking about.
No.
John Henry, you don't even see. Craig Breslow.
John Henry's in hiding.
Yeah, he's in
Or
hiding.
he's trying to buy another sports team somewhere. Who knows? It could be in England. Could be in Chicago.
Buying live golf.
Who knows? He's buying golf teams too.
But Breslow isn't gonna lie to your face, and he said that they're gonna try to replace Story within, and Nick Pivetta will be back in 2 weeks. So I just want you to know, I know the team played poor competition between Oakland and Los Angeles, but Seattle is a good team, and that's what people forget.
To be fair, Los Angeles is not poor competition.
Los Angeles isn't poor competition, but they're the AL West. It's really about Rangers, Astros, Mariners.
Yeah.
And the Mariners are a good team, and you beat them. You won that series. It was a gritty one. And your guys, you had the best staff in baseball for the first 2 weeks. You had a 1-run ERA. You had guys that still haven't given up a run yet. And now you lose one game in tough fashion to the Baltimore Orioles on your home opener. I'm telling you right now, they can win tomorrow and everyone will shut up.
Oh, yeah, guaranteed.
I'm telling you right now, I don't know who is pitching yet. It better not be Caleb Ort. I don't want to go out there tomorrow.
In the rain.
I don't know if it's going to rain, but
I think it's not going to rain. Oh, yeah, BSPFM.
We're going to be at Fenway tomorrow. So, we're going to do the classic thing.
Yeah.
Be at Fenway.
This is probably going to come out after tomorrow, but,
Yeah, as we do. But, yeah, I don't want to see Caleb Ort. I don't want to see an opener. I want to see what they're going to figure out. I don't know who is pitching. But I'm not going to say the season's over because Trevor Story isn't one of the best players on the team.
No, he's just getting paid one of the most highest salaries.
He's getting paid
that's literally all it is with Trevor Story is salary, and he should be better.
Yeah.
Like, he's not.
That's what people
is it really
are.
a big loss if he's not good?
No, on a good team, he's a 7-hitter.
Yeah.
On a good team, like the Dodgers, like the Braves. He's maybe the Yankees. We'll see what they do, but like on a good team, Trevor Story isn't a 3-hitter. No. If you lose him, it sucks. Yeah. It's not over.
No.
Which is what people are forgetting.
And like,
he's replaceable.
He's replaceable, and I think the big part of this season, I mean, look, Every baseball team wants to win the World Series. That's the end goal. That's everyone's end goal. I think in the broader scheme of the Red Sox, this season will be for improvement. And if we make the playoffs, that's what you're aiming.
The fans can
That's
chill.
that's what the baseball team, Red Sox, you guys are playing to win the World Series and shock the world.
Yeah.
That's what you're playing for. It's professional sports.
Yeah.
The end goal is always win the chip.
Yeah.
Unless you're this Philadelphia 76ers and it's tank for draft picks, but it's fine. The fans, we're just hoping for playoffs. If we win playoffs and have a nice little run in the playoffs, I'm not saying a long run.
Cassis looks good.
It could even be a nice little series. You win the series and then just get blown out in the next one.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Because that means we're improving.
We're going the right way.
The Red Sox are not. Thank God we're not the Yankees, because that's a disaster. The Dodgers, we'll see how they pan out. They're probably going to be good because they have a lot of good guys, but we'll see. They're not the Rangers. We didn't just buy a good team. We're kind of building a good team, which is what you can kind of credit Chaim Bloom for. Is he built a good farm, even though he liked Worcester more than Red Sox.
Yeah.
He built a good farm, so we're kind of building from within. And then I think when we're ready to get to that point of like, okay, we have Devers, we have Rafaela, we have Bayo finally performing at the highest level. Teal, Mayer eventually comes
Anthony.
out. Like,
Yeah.
you have a lot of like really good guys just kind of.
In the pipeline.
Cassis starts hitting
Yep.
consistently. Same
Duran.
thing with Duran.
Yeah.
More consistent.
O'Neal.
You have these guys, O'Neal.
Wow.
Because O'Neal's young too, right?
Yeah, he's younger.
Yeah, he's like 28.
I feel like he's 27, 28.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's still, for baseball, that's pretty young.
Yeah.
So, like, you have all these guys that are, like, in their 20s. We're a young...
Oh, they are. They're dancing around in the dugout.
We're a young, fun team doing dumb dances in the dugout, having a great time.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. Like, I know this team's not going to win a World Series. If they do, great.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'll do, but I'll do something. You put it in the comments.
I don't even know what I would do.
I don't even know what I would do.
If they won the World Series.
I'll wear a chicken suit around for a week if the fucking Red Sox win the World Series.
That'd be
Bleep that one
nuts.
out too.
I would
But,
water ski naked.
Oh, yeah. You could probably blur that out too. You're the editor. You can blur it all out. Anyway. But anyway, Red Sox aren't going to win the World Series.
No, they're not. No way. No way God
But you
just
know what?
plays with me like
yeah,
that.
right?
God's just
Dude.
like, you really said that. Yeah, I had
Now,
to say that.
now you have to post on YouTube of a blurred out video of you water skiing naked. Good work.
I would never get hired.
no, you never have a job ever again. But like the cool part about this team is that they're young, they're fun, they're interesting,
Yeah.
and we get to watch the progression. It's like the Celtics with Tatum and Brown.
When they were young.
It's less frustrating because you don't have the Kyrie Irving drama.
Yeah.
You kind of already had that before a lot of these guys even made the team.
Yeah, like, I feel like the drama, there's no
There's
drama.
no drama. It's just,
You know?
I mean, besides Trevor Story.
Story.
But he can, that's fine.
Yeah, like, he doesn't belong anyway.
Yeah.
No, they're a fun young team,
Mhm.
and they're nothing to just give up on because I feel like they have a lot of heart. You know, like they know that they have been in a tough spot for a long time.
Oh yeah.
You know, like
And they know the fans are disappointed.
they know the fans have been bummed out. They know like the historical significance of the city, the park, the team.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be a good team.
Yeah.
And I feel like they have the talent to do it.
Oh,
a lot of
100%.
people didn't believe in the pitching staff. The pitching staff looks good.
Yeah, the pitching staff does not look bad at all. I don't know why everyone hates on Pavetta.
Garrett
Can
Whitlock.
someone explain that to me? Why
Nick
they hate on Pavetta and Whitlock? I've always thought those guys, they're streaky, but they were young.
Pavetta,
They've been great.
he's been the best pitcher on the staff.
Yeah.
He's been lights out. He pitches like 7 innings, gives up no runs. For some reason, the team can't bat right now, so that's why he has a loss.
Yeah.
But he got another win later. He's been lights out.
Yeah.
Garrett Whitlock has also been insanely good.
Mm-hmm.
Tanner Houck still hasn't given up a run. He's pitched 2 shutouts.
That's crazy.
And Tanner Houck is someone that people wanted to get rid of.
Oh, yeah?
No, they're young kids that are developing their game, barring health with Whitlock. Barring health.
Mm-hmm.
Keep him healthy. He's a good pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
You have to keep him healthy.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see. I'm wondering if Winkowski is going to take Pavetta's spot until Pavetta comes back.
He closed today.
He played today, so I don't know what Alex is doing because I was like, all right,
Yeah,
Winkowski was competing for a starting rotation spot. Winkowski wants to be a starter. Winkowski might be a starter this year.
That's what
And
they were
then-
talking about all broadcast. Dude.
All
They were like,
spring training.
He doesn't want to be playing here, and then gave up 4 runs.
Yeah, I know. But he was like, he wants to be a starter. Everyone was like, he could be a starter. He's competing for a starter spot. And then he relieved today when we need him to be a starter the next day. So, Alex, what are we doing? I don't know. Maybe he has something up his sleeve, but I don't want to see an opener tomorrow. I don't want to see Bernardino. That's what's going to happen. Brennan Bernardino, they just called him up. He's going to start the game.
Yep.
And then it's going to be like Caleb Ort, Joe Jakes, they're going to put up 9 pitchers tomorrow. It might suck.
That's all right.
Or it might be really fun. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know.
All I know is I'm going to have a bunch of beers and a bunch of hot dogs.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I haven't been to the park in a long time, so that's
It'll be
kind of why I
fun.
wanted to go.
That'll be fun.